I don't know if this is going to be better to keep my ugly mug on the camera. So before, I would have the camera here shining down to there to show you what I'm working on, and you wouldn't see this mug. But I am trying to do different things. Last time the camera was on the tripod a little higher. Now it's on a little tiny tripod right there. So you can see what I'm doing here, and I can like hold things up close. I don't know. We'll see. Color me undecided. But at the same time, that's cutting off the top of my head. But then I can't get this in. Doesn't matter. Things you don't have to worry about. So Sandy, my beautiful wife, went to Valley Village the other day. And I have a whole bunch of bags under here from Valley Village over the last 6 months that I haven't not opened up or washed or sorted yet. Because I still have stuff over there that I have to sort out from those last lots that I got from Value Village and Facebook's marketplaces that you saw videos on. And those aren't sorted into the collection yet. So it's like I'm falling behind on my sorting into the collection. But she went to Value Village last week and she bought me 2 bags of Legos. Now, she's very busy with her life. She's got a lot of errands to run and blah, blah, blah. But when she's running her errands, she will occasionally pass a Valley Village that we've never been to, Waterdown or Burlington or whatever, or ones that we rarely frequently visit, unlike the one that's down the street here in Stony Creek, where we always find Lego, which is awesome. But lately, the pickings, as they say, the pickings have been slim. Now, there's always Lego, mostly always Lego at our Valley Village. There's been very, very few rare times that there hasn't been Lego, but the Lego is new. And I'm not personally interested in getting a lot of new pieces. I have lots of basic pieces, so I'm not interested in getting the basic pieces. I'm not interested in new pieces because I don't build with new pieces. So, but she over the years of tolerating my hobby, actually she loves my hobby. For me, that's why she's absolutely fantastic. She doesn't put up with my hobby. She knows I love the hobby, and she's a fantastic supporter of me and my love for my hobby. So, but she also listens to me much more than I listen to her, straight up. It is the standard stereotypical husband-wife thing where I try to listen to her and then I eventually screw up and it becomes the result of a TikTok video. The standardized stereotypical husband. But that aside, she's absolutely wonderful and she listens to me. And she will text me pictures at work saying, "Oh, is this a good lot? Is that a good lot?" Occasionally I'll say Classic Space in there, but she already knows that. She knows what Classic Space looks like, which is utterly fantastic. And she'll get that. She'll bring it home. And so she saw these 2 bags last week in Valley Village. And immediately she sends me a picture and she goes, "I already bought them," because she usually asks, but I might be in a meeting and I'll get out of the meeting. I'll see the pictures then. And "Oh, that's a good lot." And she goes, "Oh, I already bought them because I know you'd want them." I love this woman. Not just because she brings home Lego for me, but there's an infinite number of reasons why I absolutely adore Sandy. So she brought home these 2 bags, and immediately, look at the gray base plate, 10 by 20, without these the tubes in the bottom, and old windows, and even old train wheels that you can sort. Let's see if you can see them. There's an old train wheel there with the rubber on it. I'm sure the rubber's bad. There's lots of non-Lego in here too, but there's a gray ski. There's the old doors from the 70s. There's an archway, so that kind of tells me castle, maybe. There's non-Lego minifigs in here, so that's kind of sad, but that's fine. Old 2x4 hinges there. 4x8 old gray, that's a contradiction. Old gray, old light gray. So this is utterly fantastic for me. It's my kind of lot, but there's a lot of non-Lego in here. And we're gonna do a quick sort and see. I'm off the screen now, so you can't see me. I'm stuck down here. So I'm ducking down here now. So this is bin number 2, big gray arch. So again, kind of says castle. The flower is not even taken off the sprue. Old white 2x4 brick for the axles. So and flowers there. So there's flowers there. So I didn't notice it as well. Look at this piece. That's Classic Space right there. I don't think it might have come in other sets, but Classic Space. Oh, this is the piece de la resistance, and you guys can see it already. Look at that. Milky white. There's 60s right there. So there's 60s pieces in here. That's utterly fantastic. I got a bunch of those, again, because all my older cousins have Lego. But I love seeing them. I absolutely, it's one of those things that just for me, when I find these, they're not hinges. They're just joiners for the old trains from the 60s and old cars. These are like the trailer hitch pieces. This was replaced with the ball and socket 1x4s and 2x2s. But this is the original that my cousin George used to have. He's one of my older cousins. That's what he used to have in his Lego set. I absolutely adore them. I have a bunch. I just absolutely adore them. So this is going to range from 1960s to early 2000s by the looks of it. Because I see a door in there, and I can't get, maybe it might not even be a Lego, oh, it's a Lego door, from the early 2000s. So I'm going to, one at a time, dump these things out. I'm going to get back in camera over here. So you can see my ugly mug. I'm going to open these things up. And I put my blanket down here. So this is more tangents. I didn't want to go off on tangents this time, but this is a tangent. This guy, and you can see the word Lego right there and there. This was, we walked into Once Upon a Child, which is a secondhand thrift store, not a thrift store, but a used clothing store for kids. Except it's higher end. They do not take anything that looks remotely used. It's gently used as what they sell there. And it's mostly clothes. But they have walkers, little baby walkers and toys. And they sometimes will have Lego. And sometimes it'll be new. So what happened was that Sandy and I walked in there one time. And I saw a bed sheet package, a Lego bed sheet package. And it said for a twin. I think it said twin or single. Maybe it was single. And so I bought it. It's great. I have a few blankets over there, a few sheets over there. So this is the comforter. And it turned out to be twin baby, which is like 1/4 the size of an actual comforter. So on the other side, it has, like, look at that. So it is Lego. It's made by the Lego company, but it's for a bassinet or a crib. So whatever. So I have it. I kept it. Whatever. I got the sheets over there because I might make a shirt or something. Be like a Jean-Marc or Debbie. So, but I don't like opening up this stuff on top of my table because there's usually ick or gunk or bleh. So I can wash this. And throw it in the washer. Done. So, but overall it looks relatively clean, and I love how Value Village puts a ton of staples in these things. I guess just to keep the price tag on, whatever. So I'm going to dump this one out. And immediately I can say I'm going to absolutely love this guy. And again, there's hair and stuff like that. So this is why I sort first and then wash. Put that over there. When I say non-Lego, I mean, oh my goodness. This is why it's still stuck here. I might have to. The kid wedged it in there. See, you can see there's a Lego brick on top and one of those stupid high studded things from wherever on the bottom. And I don't have my, and it's wedged. Here it comes. Maybe a brick separator might do it. Usually I have a brick separator on my desk. So I'm going to try to see if I can get this thing off because there's a son of a pup. This is not nice. Whoever did this. Oh, God. I'm going to break bricks. Yeah, this one's already, son of a. I don't mind breaking the other non-Lego piece. There you go. I accidentally damaged the bottom. That's a 2x3 white, but this is a piece that broke off, so I don't care. That goes in not even the bin of doom now. That goes in the trash. Any non-Lego goes in the trash. Lego goes in the bin of doom. Broken Lego goes in the bin of doom. So we got 2x6 old gray, fantastic. We got the old 2x4 wheel sets, fantastic. We got a few of these, and I want to say they're Lego. I wasn't in a castle. I have the old original castles, the gray, early gray. It doesn't say Lego on this thing. Does it say Lego on the bottom? It doesn't even say Lego. I highly doubt that this is Lego. I'm going to put it on the unknown pile. But the, oh yeah, so there's so this probably goes with that. So 1x1 gray, but they have no logo on the top, so they're non-Lego. So that's obviously non-Lego. So I already got my answer. Another one of those crappy bricks. So those are going to go there, and some fluffies, Budaflex, as the Dutch would say. Walkie-talkie, fantastic. The saw, fantastic. I think all the gray is non-Lego, which is kind of sad. Make sure the 2x6. Yeah. Oh, didn't even check. Non-Legos. Sadness, sadness, sadness. What else we got? That's definitely not Lego, because that's something the Lego company never did. So there's all the gray in here. Oh, see, even the brooches are not Lego. So there is no classic castle, and this is one of those crappy pieces. I'm slightly disappointed now, but the rest of the colors are all Lego, and it's just a castle that isn't, basically, the castle pieces. So yeah, so again there. But here, and this is something, again, historic, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it properly. Let me just zoom right in, hit the light properly. I don't know, hit the light properly. It is, come on, don't focus on me, focus on the brick. It is the original 1960s, early 70s Lego logo on a 1x1 light gray plate. Now that's, I won't say rare, but it's pretty rare. I have a few of these in my collection. I put it in my rare brick collection. So that's kind of neat to see. And there's more of these things that none of these are Lego. I would say that's a waffle, but it's not. So this is not Lego. I'm kind of sad that all the gray is not Lego. That's kind of like disappointing. But in the rest of it, it is Lego, and we're gonna get to it. And that's not Lego. That's disappointing. Not Lego. But here we go. This is Lego, and look at that. It's a 1x1 brick with a B on it. I have lots of the original printed bricks with the letters on them, but it's always nice getting more. And this one has the, let's see what logo it has on the top. It has the 70s logo on the top. So I don't know if these came in the 60s style brick top, but you know, hey, cool to have. But this is cool. I always like the train wheels, always cool for me. And especially with train wheels with the rubber on it. Of course, the rubber's a little disintegrated, but still cool to have. So, what else? Elastic for whatever reason. Original tires with the actual square edges instead of the roundish ones. So these things, I don't have lots of them. I have most of them in gray, not black. But when they migrated from gray tires, which had the square corners, the square edges, to black, the original black ones had exactly the same mold on it, and so they're square, and you can just see they're not rounded at all. They are square to the edge. And the newer ones in the mid 70s were rounded tires, and they're solid rubber. So also, this is again piece of trivia that most of us know. Some of the tires, again, why isn't this thing focusing on here? Some of the tires had the ridges on them for the blue train tracks, so it would have friction. It would interface with the train track and go around curves and stuff. So that helped the train not slip if you put like lots of weight on it for the old 4.5 volt stuff. I always like that. I've always liked that. So that's some trivia for you. They actually had 2 or 3 different iterations of the wheel from the 70s and 60s. They had one with the little tiny ridges. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm gonna try to get the light on it. There's little ridges along the groove there, whereas this one's all smooth inside. And that's just for gripping onto the train tracks. So all the gray is disappointingly not Lego. I'm actually not happy with that. But again, all the remaining pieces are Lego overall, and all of it's cool Lego. A chair, always nice to have. I've used tons of them in the layout. The track, always great to have. So this is a visor for a minifig. I don't see any minifigs yet. More fluffies. Get rid of them. And again, so this thing, love these things. This is my youth. This is my single-digit youth going over to my cousin George's place, and he's 20 years older than me. And I love playing with his sets because he had basically red and white basic brick and 1x1 solid stud round 1x1 bricks. And that's what his minifigs were when he was a kid. That's what he used as people moving around his villages that he used to build little Lego. And I still remember that to this day, being 8 or 9 years old, being enthralled by that. Because when I'm 8 or 9, minifigs haven't been invented yet. Minifigs didn't come out until I was 12, right? So the figs with no arms, no movable arms, and no movable legs came out just 2 or 3 years before that, in 1975. The maxi figs, the brick built figs, were around. I don't know when they came out originally, but I remember those being around in my collection since I was a kid, relatively before 1975. But listening to Georgie talk about my cousin Georgie, I call him Georgie. He's like, he's more retired now. My cousin George would tell us when he was a kid playing with his Lego collection, and all the stories that he had and all the adventures that he had, and that maybe that's why I still have the same thing. Maybe I was inspired by him and my older cousins, because it was great having older cousins that had Lego, and it was older Lego, a lot of basic brick Lego, but still it didn't matter. I mean, Lego's Lego, and the adventures that they used to have, and it was nice. Those are nice memories of me growing up in this family. And again, I'm the only one in the entire family that basically kept up the Lego hobby after the age of 12 or 13. Nobody else in the family did. My sister, my brother, all my cousins gave it up, and I got all their Lego. So good for me. So, as I say, no dark ages here. So I don't know how many other people out there have no dark ages. I know there's a few of us. So this is a collection. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because this thing doesn't seem to want to focus. But let's just get this light right down here. Maybe in here. Maybe that's going to help. Original 60s print of the stud. So now the lights are. Let's show you the one in the gray. Let's see if my eyes are getting bad. So again, zoom. Oh, this battery's getting low. Zoom right in. Let's focus on that, would you? And you can see that. So I love getting these bricks that are pre-me. Pre-me being born. I just adore that. I don't know. I just always like that. I like getting parts and pieces that are older than me, and say, hey, and even, oh, that's a new one. So you look at the history, and there's a lot of people who are focused on the history of Lego, and you can say, if they have the injection molding on top, that's a newer piece than the 70s. The 70s, the injection mold would be on the side. I can't see it on this one. Where would it be on this original? I thought it'd be on the side. Maybe it's just hidden. Oh, it's right there in the corner. And so this is where I use, in my era, this is where the injection molding would be right there in the middle of the side of all bricks. And even on the, might be a new one. That's a new one. See if I can find a new one. Yeah, so that's even on top. It's thick studded on top. That's something. Thick studded on top. Thick studded on top. Thick walled on top. If you get into the 70s, I don't think there's too many 1x bricks in here from the 70s. I don't see any older ones. If you get into the 1x bricks from the 70s, the injection molding is also on the side, just like the 2x bricks, where you can just see it's right in the middle of the side. But the originals, as I just showed you on the old one, the injection mold is like not centered. It's like right there, right? Whereas the ones I remember from as a kid, they're right there in the middle. I saw that years ago too, and I thought, oh, that's kind of neat that they changed it. And an old 1x2 trans clear, and it's kind of faded a little bit. It's a little yellowed, but I still love them from that era. Old windows, love these windows. I built lots of houses with these windows back in the day. And then these windows came out in the late 70s for the town and space sets. Again, not Lego. So the difference between not Lego, which is this that I got so far. Again, just mostly great pieces. And actual Lego, which is all this for $9.99 plus a discount card. Right, so it's like $7, right? And I always like that, especially if it has your old original pieces in it. It's like this has some really good old original pieces in it. And again, space. So I'm going to put that one aside. Happy with that. Happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Flowers. Woohoo! So again, it's nothing's going to beat the monorail for $19. The 6.99 complete with extra monorail track, except for the race base plate, but with extra monorail track, like a half a dozen extra, like including one by the 32 stud straights. Like that will never happen again for me. I was on a TikTok or it would be the Lego fan group, one of the Lego fan groups I have. And a guy's mom went to a thrift store wherever he lived, somewhere in the States, I think. And UCS, Sandcrawler, UCS, whatever, X-Wing, Y-Wing, each bag was $19.99, and he got like 7 or 8 big sets of Star Wars in each bag. So I think the entire bill was $100, but he got like 8 or 10 full-size UCS sets, including Harry Potter's and stuff like that. That's a fantastic find. It's just, wow, nicely done. I love when other people find just the most outrageously awesome finds ever. Mine was the 6.99 one for $19.99 with motor, with battery box, with mint condition, everything. Wires were good, everything except for the big base plate, because I guess they couldn't fit in the bag. They probably sold it somewhere else. No minifigs, because again, I'm not faulting our Value Village, but our Value Village does not put minifigs into the bags. I think they sell them separately, or somebody there keeps them. There's very rare that I find a bag. Sometimes you'll find a bag of minifigs up on the wall, and there'll be like 4 minifigs, and they want $12, which again, it's not unheardedly stupid, but I'm sure when they sort out broken nail. So again, not Lego. Boom. Some of the gray in here is Lego, so that's kind of neat. Oh, it's sad. I should have checked it out. The 4x8 is not Lego. Not Lego, not Lego, not Lego. What is this? Oh, this is the ski. Yay, ski. Not Lego. So a 1x1 round brick with open stud. So that is Lego. And again, I like this. So on this piece here, they show an old 1x2 with 60s logo and a 1x2 plate with regular 70s, 80s logo. I just love that. I don't know. I love having, and this is why I love my collection. This is not Lego. I love when I look at my layout, because I had it set up the other day at the Tobico thing. This nail's going to bug me. That I'm looking at it and I'll see some old 2x4 bricks in there. If you look at my buddy Pete's video, I'm going to have to take the nail clippers to that. I'm going to do this off scene so that it doesn't freak anybody out, but I'm going to cut this because it's getting in my way. There we go. I broke a nail. Whatever. It's catching on things. Like it's catching. So anyway, if you look at my buddy Pete's, like one of the videos I uploaded to TikTok even, but in the long video, you'll see it, that when I was looking at the monorail station, the 3-tiered monorail, the 2-tiered monorail station, and with the way it was filmed, you can radically see the difference between old bricks and new bricks, old blue bricks and new blue bricks on that shot alone. And just because of the lighting and whatever else was going on. And you can tell some of the old worn out bricks that I used in there, and I don't care. it's just awesome. And that's why I do mix. Like I know builders who keep the old bricks separated from the new bricks because they want only the brand new, no scratches, no wear and tear on their builds. And again, I applaud that effort. I really do. I would never ever disparage it. Actually, I encourage it if that's the way you want to build. If you want to build with perfect primo non-scratch, because I remember back in the day, so this is me to go off on a tangent when I said I wasn't going to, going on bricklink.com back before Lego bought it and back when it was fun, and even on Lugnet, they talked about this on Lugnet, but mostly it was their Bricklink, because that's when you talk about this, the lots that you buy and sell. I'm not sure if it's taken a status quo now, but back in the day, if you ordered bricks from somebody, whatever bricks you're ordering, it was basically the Wild West of how it got delivered to you inside the box. Some guys, and I had lots like this, you get a cardboard box, it's big enough to fit all the stuff in there, and that's it. There's no shrink wrap, there's no inside baggies. The bricks were loose inside the box, just like when you used to buy the sets back from the 70s in the Lego box. And so all the pieces get all scratched up, rubbing into one another, right? And the guy who ordered it would go, how can you do this to me? They're all scratched. I expected new bricks. I bought new, and I wanted new. And I got them all scratched. And the guy goes, it was just delivered to your house. Like, if it got scratched in shipping, I can't help you. And then people are like, I'm not buying off you anymore. Put a negative, whatever, don't care. This is why I do not have a Bricklink store. But then some orders I would order from other stores, and each individual piece would be in a separate Ziploc. Now, that said, those pieces are usually the trans yellow canopies, which is great that they put them separate, because the trans yellow is going to get scratched straight up. Some of you can't even see through. Like, they're so opaque that you can't even see through them. You put it in the show, and you can't see the minifig inside, because the cockpit looks like it was in a sandstorm. Like, it's like, really? And then some are pristine to this day. It's fantastic. So I keep on meaning to fix the ones that look like crap, and I'm happy I have the ones that look great. But Bricklink sellers, since the last bunch of Bricklink orders that I got, they were very, very meticulous in how they package things, not necessarily one per Ziploc, but and Ziplocs taped to a piece of cardboard, so the Ziplocs themselves aren't moving around. And I appreciate that effort. And this is why I do not do Bricklink, because I would put everything in a Ziploc together, so it would like still move around in the Ziploc during shipping, and I would have pieces from 1964, right? And a blue from 1964 to a blue that was just coming off the lot right now is supposed to be the same color blue, but I can guarantee you, like, I can pull up my blue collection right now, my blue 2x4s, and I can hold them with it, and you can see the wild varying colors range of blue, because 20-year-old blue fades, and especially in my collection, 20-year-old blue gets, I won't say beat up, but there's some scratches on them, and I bought lots, I used lots, so of course there's going to be scratches on those ones. So I don't bother. This is why I don't bother with a Bricklink store. But there was an evolution from what I saw of how Bricklink sellers work, and packaging up, just dumping them into cardboard box, taping it shut, and then shipping it. If the box gets damaged and all those bricks are raining out over the top of the conveyor belts in the post office, you don't want that. You honestly don't want that. Some go over and above. I got one Bricklink order years ago where they used the spray foam expanding. They put things in a Ziploc. They put the bottom spray foam package down, so they fill up the bottom, and they put the package in there, and they put the spray foam on top, and they sprayed it. So the box was perfectly filled with spray foam in 2 layers, and then when you opened up those two, like a hamburger, the baggies inside were completely unmoved through the entire shipping process. And if the box got beat to crap and sides split open, you wouldn't lose any pieces. I've lost, I don't do too many Bricklink orders, but I've actually had a Bricklink order show up that was, you can tell it was retaped. The corner was busted to crap. It was retaped, and I opened it up and there was missing pieces. I understand that, because again, I'm one of these guys, whatever. I tell the guy, some shipped me the remaining pieces, and I said, I was like 3 or 4 or whatever. I got 98. I'm perfectly content. They would still give me a rebate or a refund. Thank you very much. I'm not one of these guys who's meticulously saying, I didn't get 3 pieces of my 1,000 piece order. Really? I think I mentioned this too. When I ordered on Bricklink back in the day, I would say, I need 15 canopies. And the guy has 18. I'll just take all 18. Right? Whatever. If I'm ordering the 1x4 hinges, plate hinges, the guy has 672 and I only need a 600, I'll order 672 because they're a penny a piece, whatever it is. That extra 72 cents, whatever. Like, in my mind, this is how my mind works, and I'm not sure if it's legit or not, but here's the guy going out to his bin of parts that he's hopefully meticulously counted, and he had 672, and I need a 600, and they're like a penny or two a piece. And I say, well, just give me all 600, just dump the bin in. Done, right? He might not do it that way. He might actually have a bin of 1,000, but he's only advertising 672 on his web. I can't make that determination from. But overall, when I see my number and their number is like 5 or 6 or maybe a dozen apart and it's cheap, I'll just take the entire lot. I'm not sure if that's good for him. So I always order extra when it's permissible in the grand scheme of things, when they have enough. But not with the expensive things, obviously. If it's one part's $5 and they have two, I'm going to just take the one $5 part because I don't need two. I need one. But if it's like 5 cents a piece or 7 cents a piece, then there's a scale. The higher the price of the per piece, the less I'm willing to go over the number I need. But if it's cheaper, and it's close enough, 600 and 672, close enough for me if they're a penny or two a piece, right? If they're $5 a piece, there's no way. But anyway, that's how I used to run my ordering from Bricklink stores. And this is how I got like a gabillion octagon pieces over there. Because again, what happened was I would say, oh, for the layout, I have all these towers to support the monorail track. I'm going to need 4 per tower, 4 times 100 towers. I need 400 of them. Oh, this Bricklink store has 272. Take them all. Oh, that Bricklink has 300. Take them all. Oh, wait, I'm well over 400 now. Yeah, but they're cheap. So I just ordered them, and then they short up, and all of a sudden I have 500, 600, whatever. But if I'm meticulous as the price of the piece goes higher, like when I ordered the Trans-Yellow Domes, right? $15 max. And the guy has 2. I only need 1. I don't need 2 at $15 a piece. I only need 1. But anyway, so what else do we have in here? We have flowers. Again, we have rubber on the train. So this, obviously, they had a train set in here. Non-Lego, and non-Lego black. That's disappointing. But this is when I talk about the 1x4 ball and socket hinge or joiner. This took the place of, I should have it out, this. So this is my cousin's joiners for his trains or vehicles that were towing anything. And this is my joiner. And I had lots of these. The fire station that I got in 1973. And most of the sets back then had these things in them to join trailers or whatever else, train cars together. Oh, that is not Lego. And this is not going to be Lego. Oh, this is, again, more disappointing on that. But I can't complain about the disappointing stuff because there's a lot of really, really cool Lego in here. A lot of really old Lego in here. I haven't found any more 1x1 bricks with letters on them, but I'm sure I'm going to find more. And I'm going to be happy about that. And again, all the tires. So this is odd for me. So I was talking about the tires. So if they're square, as you can see, this is right after they discontinued the light gray rubber and they went to black. Again, from what I remember, I could be completely wrong, and Gary can correct me. Go find collect for crying out loud. I'll have to find Gary's page on Facebook. But anyway, so they changed the gray to black. The blacks were still square, and then they come out with the rounded top. And yet, when I look at this, I have these tires, these knobby tires, that did not come out until after the smooth, round, curved top tires. These were not in the early, so the 60s or early 70s. These came out mid-70s when they started making, so if you remember the 2x2 bricks with tires, minifig tires, I thought I saw one in here, I could be wrong, and there's one of those. I thought I saw one earlier. Doesn't matter. So the 2x2 brick with tires on it that all the early 70s sets have, and I'll just grab it. I don't even have one up here. I put them all in storage. I'm not going to go back over there. Those original tires were all smooth. all of them were smooth. And then they started coming out with the corrugated or the treads after that. Just like these tires were smooth until they started coming out with the treads. And the treads did not come out until after the rounded version of the rubber tire, the black rubber tire. Because I didn't start getting these until the mid to late 70s. Again, I don't remember specifically which year, but these are the newest type of tires that went on these rims. Well, here's an old gray one right there. Yay! Bad. There's a way of restoring these that I remember reading years ago to make them soft again. This thing is just so hard. If I push it out, it'll snap into two. I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to bother with it because I got lots. But oh, there it is right there. So this is a newer 2x2 brick with tires on it, because these are the treaded tire and not the smooth tires. The original, the police stations and the fire stations from the early 70s had smooth tires, and dualies, which was always cool for the back of the transport trucks or the big rigs. These corrugated ones didn't start coming out until basically when they almost stopped discontinuing the 2x2 brick and went to the 2x2 plate that Classic Space enjoyed. There were, as far as I know, I could be 100% wrong on this, there was absolutely no smooth tires on a 2x2 plate at all. I never had one. And I'm not saying that because I didn't have one, nobody else had one. Maybe somebody did. Maybe there were sets with 2x2 plates with smooth tires on it, but I don't remember seeing them. By the time the 2x2 plate showed up, all 2x2 brick tires were all treaded, and therefore I think the smooth tires were discontinued when the 2x2 plates were invented. And that was like 1978 again with Classic Space. 1978 with the 600 and the 601 and 602, the original minifig cars. Those were all, if I remember correctly, those were all corrugated or treaded 2x2 plate tires, minifig tires. Again, piece of trivia, if you followed it. Piece of trivia from my perspective, because that's what I noticed. So anyway, very happy for $18 minus or $9.99, so that's $20 minus 20%. So that'd be $16 altogether, if I did my math correctly. Don't trust it. But 20% of 20 is like $4, I think. So $16. And then there's a baseball cap. More baseball caps. Yay! I like baseball caps. And so the pluses in here are original 60s Lego with the original logo on it, which I adore. I don't know, again, that's just me. I absolutely adore. And really cool pieces like the B brick. You got the B. Here's the B. And you could say that these things were ubiquitous back in the day because they came in a lot of sets. I find a lot of mine really broke. Don't. Because I broke a lot. But I do have a few of the, more than a few, but it's nice to have one. And this one looks like it's basically pretty much mint. You can see it's still glossy and stuff. And that's the other thing I look at on a collection. Like this is a 2x3, and look how smooth that is. Like I've had lots that I've purchased, and they look absolutely like somebody took sandpaper to them. And again, how they played with it is entirely up to them. I'm not going to fault anybody for beating up their Lego. I didn't. I tried not to when I was a kid. I've told you the stories. I remember the very first time I broke a Lego piece in my life. To this day, I'm 55 after decades of playing with Lego. I still remember the first time I broke a piece, and it's like, I'm not saying it's traumatic and world shattering, but I broke a piece and I remember it. And so I try not to break pieces. And so when I come across a lot, like Sandy just got me here, where even the white is still glossy, a little faded. And some of it does look a little more used, like these old wheel sets, the white brick wheel sets. Again, white was around a lot longer before black came out, right? I don't remember getting any whites from the early to mid 70s. So all the 70s had the black. The white came out in the 60s. That's crap. But these things were always awesome. I always love these things, and I get a few of my old original sets right there. Let's see if I got something. There we go. La. I love this set. This just screams like I had this. I remember getting this for Christmas. It's just and the truck that come with it. Like old Lego is cool Lego, straight up. Old Lego is cool Lego. Like this is 24, I think. I didn't count. I'm not going to count because it's a waste of time. But 6 by 24. I love these things. And they broke a lot. Trust me, I got a lot of lots that had 6 by 24. Let me just see. This is 10, 20. Yeah, 6 by 24. There. I don't remember breaking any myself because I built this truck and I left it together. Not to now. I rebuilt this thing a couple weeks back or a couple months back. But when I was a kid, this truck stayed together because this thing was awesome. And it's an awesome set. And the steering mechanism I talked about. But my 6 by 24s did not break because I knew they would if you weren't careful with them because it's a big piece and they would break. I bought lots of lots way back in the day, pre-internet, again with the thing from the newspaper, and I'm not saying the beer money, but mostly the newspaper. Getting lots of the newspaper. I find the two pieces, the two halves in a collection, and I found out there were 6 by 24, and it's just like, really? So I mean, it's great to have a huge lot for like beer money or whatever I pay for them. So again, I'm not whining, but I'm just pointing out that the 6 by 24s broke a lot. But back in the day, even my 6 by 16s that were ubiquitous back in the day, the plane, everything else, a lot of breakage there. So my gray base plate, my gray plates, even now, when I put something together now, I leave it together. I get my Galaxy Explorers, because if you take a brick separator to an old gray piece, you're more than 90% going to break the gray piece and take it off. So you're going to break, and snap the edges right off. So I do not, when I actually use gray and I put the Galaxy Explorer together, that's for life for me. I'm not taking it apart again. So that's why I'm also not going to keep on building all the Galaxy Explorers I can, because I'm not taking them apart. Because I will, so the gray base plates, the gray plates, 2x, 4x, and 6x will break. And I don't want to take the chance. So what else do we have here? That's about it. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to say it was worthy of $16, this whole lot. I'm going to put them in a bin and wash them. I'm going to do this a little bit more now because, again, I have all these Value Village bags down here, like probably a dozen of them. I don't know what's in them. These are the two I wanted because Sandy brought them home last week, and they looked so awesome, and I'm glad I opened them here in front of you, with you, so you could rejoice and appreciate what I appreciate. And I think these things are fun. And although that's another 42 minutes. So sorry about that. That's 2 long, stupid videos with tangents. So I'm going to probably release this one tomorrow. I'm going to get back in camera. I'm going to release this one tomorrow. And so you already got one for today, Sunday. I'm filming this Sunday night right after I filmed the last one. That was only going to be a 5-minute video of opening these things. So I'm going to release this one tomorrow. And then I'm going to, when I have time, as I said in the last video, when I have time, I'm going to do more because I do want to get this cleaned up. I want to get my room back organized because it was organized wonderfully just a while back. And now because I've been neglecting it, I've been down here for a long time, busy summer, that things are piling up back here. I'm not going to show you it. I have to rebuild some stuff for the show coming up at the Anime North. I had some breakage when I took things down. Why is my light flickering? So stop. I'm looking at it, doesn't flicker. So anywho, wrap this up. I've wasted too much of your time already. Everybody out there, stay safe, be kind to one another. I like talking to you, so leave me a message if you so desire. If you don't, no worries. Stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.